Good afternoon. This is Lindsay. It is June 10th, 2024, and yeah, I've had some interesting experiences lately here as a targeted person here in San Antonio, Texas. And look, maybe I'm gonna do a cooking show today. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Um, because I like to cook. One thing as a targeted person, a targeted individual. A lot of people find that when you go out to eat a lot, plus I like to cook anyway, but when you go out, and here's a very simple, I'm a vegetarian, so I just keep it real simple. My cooking, I just keep, today it's going to be some vegetables, some rice, and some garbanzo beans, and you can see my little, here we go. This is my little thing that I do. It's like, for me, cooking is mostly very therapeutic. Something I really like to do. But anyway, yeah, because as a targeted individual, I can assure you that a lot of times if you eat out a lot, which everybody's different. Some people eat every meal out. Some people don't like to eat out. Um, but that's weird. Some people like to eat out. Some people don't. Me, I like to cook, and if I do eat out, sometimes I do, but nonetheless, I'm making some rice. Yeah, because a lot of times what they'll do is when they know that you're a targeted person in this, they will. I believe that they poison your food sometimes. I've had that happen to me where I get food poisoning and I get really sick. Okay, you know what I mean. And nobody wants that to happen. You don't want to get sick from eating out, but because if I do, I'll go to, I'm not saying all the places you, but I have definitely been food poisoned in the past at some of these restaurants, little places I go to that are usually just like these little hole in the wall places. So yeah, I'm a vegan vegetarian, so I usually eat, I make my own food. I make rice. I use onion. I chop up onion. This is a pretty much everyday thing. Mushroom, green peas, green beans, garbanzo beans, okay, and corn. Sometimes I just make a little hodgepodge of vegetables and rice. It's very simple. I keep it real simple, and I usually use olive oil, or sometimes lately I've been using this hybrid kind of mix. This is extra virgin olive oil and canola oil mixed. So yes, cooking is good when you are a vegetarian, or for anybody really. But see, uh, I love to cook, and a lot of people are against canned food. They say that you shouldn't eat anything out of a can. I'm very opposed to that idea of those who think that, because I believe that actually the truth is that you can eat out of a can and it's just as healthy. It's not. That's a big lie. Eating out of a can is not harmful. By the way, it's not what you think. It's not bad for you. So those people who think that you should never eat anything out of a can, that's a bullshit. It's okay to eat out of a can, cook food from a can. Um, so as you can see, the rice is boiling, and I love rice is my big staple, one of them. And sometimes I'll add a lot of the times I add little things to the rice, but I mean, rice, right? Think about rice. Everybody knows it in every single country all over the world. It's a big staple food for just about every country, especially in the Middle East, especially in Latin America, Mexico, South America. But obviously, people like to add their own ingredients. I make my own rice. It's just, I don't put, I mean, I tend to not follow, I don't have recipe books. But if I see something that I like or that I want to make, then I'll just kind of do my own rendition of it. Um, See, I've got this problem with these fucking roaches. It's disgusting. And I have put a lot of these bombs, but they just show up, especially when I'm cooking. They just, oh my God. It's, they just, they invade. They're invasive, these little things. And it's, you can do bomb after bomb after bomb and they still show up. Okay. I have done many of these things. And I've had, ever since I've lived in this house, I've had a problem with these little roaches. I think they're called little German roaches. I don't know. But, it's like it's an really old house, and what it happens is that they come in through the wood paneling. That there's not a lot of. I'll show you. They come in through. They live in the walls. Okay, they live in the walls of the house, and this is what when I did have a professional come out here once to do uh that the fumigation or whatever it is. In what do they call these people? Pest control. Yeah, I had somebody come out here, and all they did what they did, I could have easily done it myself by purchasing the items at any kind of hardware store, like Home Depot or Lowe's or even Walmart. All they do is they put those little things all around the kitchen, but it's like, well, you pay a hundred and something, or maybe close to $200 or something for them to do something you can do as well by purchasing supplies yourself. Okay, so, I'm just saying that sometimes you end up paying, because I remember everything is so expensive, and I support businesses. I'm not saying that I'm against, like, I'm not trying to rat on any kind of, or drag any, fuck, any business down, but I'm just saying a lot of times you can save money by doing it yourself. Okay, I like to do things myself when I can, if I can, and I obviously can't do everything myself, but I enjoy doing, like, for example, I don't want other people, like, when it comes to, like, for example, I'm not a very good housekeeper. I'm mediocre, but I wash my dishes when I'm done. I do things like this, but the thought of having a stranger in my house going, like, cleaning up my house and doing shit, I don't like that, because you never know who these people are. I don't like that. I don't like people in my house. It's like I feel invaded of my boundaries, and especially when you don't know these people. It's like I don't like that feeling. It's my territory. It's my sanctuary. Um, and I know when I worked doing that cleaning shit for Homoglow, it was really weird because I did that for like a couple years as an independent contractor, and I was shocked at how these people, as many different houses I went into, there must have so many different houses, like a different one every day or every time I worked, and it was horribly exhausting and just that job sucked. It was awful, but I'm telling you, it's like amazing what people like. They don't seem to care that a total straight. It's like I could have been anybody. But then again, they do a thorough background check and shit with that, supposedly that Homoglow company. But seriously, like, and half the time these people weren't even there. It's like, do they not? Why are people? What I don't understand is, like, why don't more people just do things themselves? They claim to be too busy, or they have kids. Well, number one, my opinion about women who have young children, like infants and toddlers, you ought to be at home taking care of your own child. Okay, just my opinion. If you're a mother and you have a child who's like a 1 year old or 2 or 3 or whatever, isn't that your job as a mother to take care of your child at home, as opposed to having a nanny take care of the child or sending it to daycare? You're the mother. You should be, especially during those years, you should be taking care of your own child. And I'm saying this because somebody I know, a friend of mine, works as a nanny in Houston. She's an old friend of mine from Costa Rica. She's been working on and off as a nanny ever since I've known her. When I worked at Spantron, we met. Her name's Eugenia, and she's been doing that for years and years, like working as a nanny for children or young kids or toddlers. And it's like, well, I don't know. To me, the fact that people, I mean, I understand that people are busy and women want to be equal to men and career and all that, and it's like nowadays, people have to. But whatever happened to like homeschooling and things like this? Like people were, nowadays it's like everybody just doesn't care about their kid. They have a kid and they just throw it off to the nanny or throw it off to the. It's like, what the fuck do you even have a child for? That's just what I wonder. It's like, why do people, narcissistic people, have kids knowing that they're not going to take care of their kids? And I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm supposed to be doing my cooking show. See? But this is not really a cooking show. I'm just on a rant today as a targeted person. I have weird things happen to me every day. Just for example, I'll give you an example. I just came from the post office to send something, and as soon as I walk in, the place is reeking of marijuana. I mean, I you'd have to be. I have good olfactory senses are working just fine. I can smell really well, and I know what marijuana smells like. I walked in there and it was everywhere, permeating the entire post office, like this huge odor of marijuana, like you could smell like it was intensive kind bud smell. I was like, first thing I smelled when I walked in there, huh? Gee, I don't know. Is that marijuana? I don't know. But I'm just saying, like I said, I talked about before, that drugs, and it's like, I don't give a shit. Obviously people do things that are quote unquote illegal, but since the post office is basically just a CIA anyway, just like um, the Federal Reserve is just the FBI is just a branch of the Federal Reserve banking system. Everything in this country, the cartels, the drug cartels, and all that, it's all run by drug cartels and corporations. The corporations have bought out the government, and they mostly deal with espionage, gang stalking, vigilante stalking, and drug dealing, and human trafficking, and prostitution rings, and all that kind of stuff. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and that's the main. That people to act like this doesn't happen, but it's like there's so many front businesses out there. And anyway, I'm gonna shut up because I'm trying to cook and I'm still cooking the rice. But you get an idea of kind of what I eat on a daily basis. Just simple vegetarian. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.